Welcome to Yankee Chronicle. Again this week, we're coming to you from the Chosen Valley Pet Resort here in Enfield. And joining me is Peter and Diane Martin to tell us a little bit more about this facility, what you have to offer, and why pets love it. Peter, can you tell us a little bit more about the facility and why pets love it so much?
The main thing I think is we've done something completely different. And we not only have, you'll see these in the parts behind us, but the important part about it is the main floor. If people remember how big that roller skating rink floor was, we tried to set up a design that made sense. So we have daycare in 3 sections for small, medium, and large dogs. But the thing that's really happy for the dogs is we created a giant walking path all the way around that. And that's literally, if you measure the whole length, it's like 300 feet long and it's 10 feet wide. And we're able to throw a ball 110 feet down one side and the dogs run the full length and then they run the whole way back. And they love it. Dogs want to play. They want to have fun. They want to run. So if you've got them in a containment, they're not getting the exercise. And even if you have them in a daycare room, it's not enough distance to be a dog.
And you were telling me earlier about the dogs and their socialization and you know how they get to know each other and even can play with each other. Talk me through that process and how that happens.
Well, first off, if the person wants to be part of Chosen Valley Pet Resort, you've got to go online to our website, which is chosenvalleypetresort.com. And what happens is you need to sign up and register as a client, and then you have to also register your pets. And you also have to have your proper shots. And if all these meet together, then that allows us to be able to bring your dog in almost instantaneously. We had one particular case where a nurse was going south to Georgia, and she got a hold of us, and she says, I got to leave this afternoon. So I said, you've got to get the information to us, and she had it into our computers within 10 minutes. And that was perfect. We saw the shot thing. She came, she did a tour with the dog, and off she went to Georgia, and we had their pet for 2 weeks. And they were here
Wonderful
overnight.
pet.
It was a real, and
QB.
named QB, and it was one of the nicest pets. The thing, we're really enjoying ourselves. There's some beautiful dogs out there. And the fun part, I decided it reflects the owners as well, because it's not like every dog's out of control. You've got some wonderful pets out there, and we're blessed by having many of these pets come to our opportunity here at Chosen Valley.
And talk about just the service you provide. I know last week we talked about daycare and vacations and even last minute needs. Somebody has somebody out of town that's ill, they have to get out. Talk about those services.
The services there is we want the dogs to be as important as the client. And to me, that's the key thing, because when a dog comes through there, once they know us, they almost knock us down to get in. And it's kind of fun because they'll come right through the door and say, hey, I haven't been here, where have you been? Boom, the next thing you know, they're in here, and when the other dogs are here, hey, where have you been? And it's like socialization in a way that's just pure. It's something special.
And if somebody's registering, what kind of information should they have before they actually get online?
Well, when they get online, this is going to be fill out the spaces, and it's really easy to do. And once you've got that filled out, then you get down to the pet, because we need information on the pet, how big they are, what size they are, have they been neutered or not, certain things like that, so that when you get done, you've got as much information as you can on both so that you can provide them the best services possible. And the main services is exercise, and again, the other is socialization, but also bonding, because when you have 2 or 3 dogs together and they play well together, you've got some friends forever. I'll give you one example, Greg. We had the dogs together, and this was like a big Marmaduke and a small one, and they lived right across the street. Well, if you saw Facebook, they said, oh, you got Route 4. Well, when we walk a dog, it's on a leash. But all of a sudden, this dog came running down the driveway, and he got there, and I said, what? And it turned out it was a friend of Apollo's that he'd met like 3 weeks ago.
Lucky chance.
Yeah, it's called Lucky Chance, and it was because he made it past Route 4, and then the owner's son came down, and here Apollo and they were playing with me at the same time, and he says, I tried to hook him up, and he ran right down here, and they were so happy to see each other. It literally, Greg, is kind of fun when the dogs want to break in to your
Yeah.
facility. You know you've done something.
Well, you know
right.
you have good customers when
Right.
they're
Yeah.
waiting at the door.
Yes.
So thank you, Peter and Diane. What a treat it has been being here the last couple weeks, and we really want to thank you for hosting our show.